SpaceX moves Starship Flight 5 booster to launch pad ahead of test attempt. SpaceX's Starship Super Heavy booster for Flight 5 as it passes the under-construction Star Factory in Texas. Image, SpaceX. After it conducted a series of tower arm catch tests on the pad last month, SpaceX has moved its rocket booster for the fifth Starship test flight to the launch pad. SpaceX confirmed the move moments back after footage from local media showed that it took more than 3 hours to move the 232 feet tall rocket booster to the launch site. Ahead of a launch, SpaceX tests its rockets by firing up their engines and pressurizing their tanks to ensure the vehicle is in working condition. Starship's Flight 5 might also see SpaceX attempt to catch the first stage Starship with the launch tower in a unique recovery approach that aims to reduce the time taken for successive rocket launches. Starship's fifth test flight next month is the riskiest to date because of SpaceX's plans to try to catch the first stage booster with the tower catch arms. The test will prove crucial to the future of the Starship program since SpaceX has to rapidly launch its rockets in order to conduct key moon missions for NASA and its planned missions to colonize Mars. Such an attempt will be the first time in the industry's history, and SpaceX is also assembling a second launch tower at its site in Texas to build redundancy into the Starship flights. Footage from local media channels shows that SpaceX started to roll out its booster for the fifth Starship flight earlier today. It took 3.5 hours for the rocket to make its way to the pad, and SpaceX confirmed the move later through a post on its X page. SpaceX's Starship Flight 5 booster on its way to the launch pad. Image, SpaceX. SpaceX plans to fly the full Starship stack for the fifth time early next month, according to fresh statements from CEO Elon Musk. Ahead of the test flight, it runs several tests on the first and second stage rockets. These include tank pressurization, engine static fires and wet dress rehearsals. For the fifth Starship flight, SpaceX is yet to static fire its rockets. A static fire is one of the final pre-flight tests, and if it is successful, then it is generally followed by a wet dress rehearsal that loads the full stack with fuel to simulate launch day. While a tower catch attempt should be the biggest item for Starship Flight 5, even if it is successful, SpaceX will have to run other crucial tests soon. These include testing fuel transfer operations in space with the second stage, which is a key deliverable for SpaceX's multi-billion NASA contract to land the first humans on the Moon since the Apollo program. Even though SpaceX has confirmed that it will reuse the Super Heavy booster by catching it with the launch pad, similar details for the Starship's second stage are scarce. Some of Starship's earliest tests flew the second stage, and back then, the rocket landed on its legs. Key indicators that will hint at a tentative launch date will be noticed by the Coast Guard, the FAA, local county officials in Cameron County, Texas, and NASA's schedule for its imaging aircraft. The space agency carefully monitors each Starship flight to evaluate SpaceX's progress, and depending on Flight 5's flight profile, SpaceX could also receive an expedited launch license from the FAA. SpaceX, @SpaceX, July 9, 2024.